everybody. Welcome to Rebootleggers, a comedy podcast where we reboot anything and everything. We reboot things that no one asked for. I'm your host, Scott Owens.
And I'm Frank Serra.
That's my buddy, Frank. Frank has been on my ass to dive into the DCOM.
Gotta have it.
Those Disney Channel original movies.
D-coms?
Oh, wait, this is not an original movie.
It is not a D-com. It is a Disney Channel original TV.
Series? Disney Channel original series? A
DCOS? It's a Decatva. It's a Decatva.
Decatva. And so this week we will be just diving right into the maelstrom of Disney television with... And I mean,
did we say That's So Raven? Are we doing that? We're doing That's So Raven.
Right. I was gonna say. I don't think we've done this necessarily on purpose since The Matrix, but I feel like there was another. So That's So Raven is just about to get a spin-off. I learned just this morning, or a sequel rather, and I think it's. I feel like
another one of our patented pre-boots.
Yeah. Just nipping that shit in the bud.
Just beat him to the punch.
Beating them to the fruit punch.
Beating the punch into them?
Does beating them to the punch mean that you punch someone before they punch you, or does it mean like you got to that punch bowl to drink the fruit juice first?
I always thought it was the fists.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. I've pretty much never been in a fist fight in my life. But I have gotten to a lot of liquids before other people.
that's what you're pretty well known for getting to the beverages before other people.
Gotta snipe it early.
Gotta get to those.
So
bevies.
I feel like in my life it's the fruit punch.
Gotta get that sweet fluid before Carter.
Yeah, you gotta get that life drink.
Oh,
well, Scott, you've never seen That's So Raven, right?
Not once in my life. I haven't even seen a clip of it. No, I can't honestly say. I don't think I've ever seen even a little bit besides the 50-second intro video that you just sent me.
Mm-hmm, the reproduction of the season 1 theme song.
That's a reproduction.
The digital record.
Yes, the archive for the books.
Mm-hmm.
For the history books.
Yeah, so are you familiar with The View's Raven-Symoné? Or The Cosby Show's Raven-Symoné?
Oh, she was on The Cosby Show. She's on The View now?
She was on The View. She quit a little bit ago.
Well, I guess that was the right
Yeah, that's
thing.
weird, right?
After the wrong decisions, she then made the right decision. Just give me less than 1 minute here to just rewatch, to just really soak in this opening theme here. If you could gaze into the future... So, what I'm getting from this is that if you could see into the future, you'd think your life would be easier, but it's not. You might end
I'll
up
tell you when you're wrong.
You might end up misbehaving.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dancing. That man's looking for something in a cake. Is he in prison?
Oh, their father's a chef, so he's doing professional cake.
I see. There's a snake.
That's not part of the show.
It's serious to me. And then Raven says, "Yep, that's me." Okay. Now,
so why don't you give me the breakdown?
What is it to be Raven?
There's a great responsibility. There's a great weight upon Raven's shoulders, you see, because she is capable of divining the future in fits, in snatches, in bits and pieces. Mm-hmm. She's able to see, and it's relatively short term. All of her visions tend to be within the next day or two.
I see.
She sees an event happen, and now it's really up to her whether she wants to stop it or let it occur.
I see. And so not only should we... It's not even what is it to be Raven, but it's so Raven.
Very Raven.
More Raven than other Raven.
Mm-hmm. What makes her the most Raven, I think, is her desire to be a fashion designer.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Yeah, that's a big part of the show. She uses her psychic abilities to try to help herself at age 16 become a successful fashion designer.
Oh, that seems selfish. That seems like she's using her powers for selfish gains, which I don't know. Seems like you shouldn't be allowed to
It's
do
not
that.
something that Medium would do.
Medium would not.
Medium would not.
Hey, whoa, Raven Simone got to be an executive producer on season 4.
Big step up for her.
She came a
So,
long way.
one of the primary pieces in the series is that Raven sees the future, and she often tries to stop what's happening because it's usually something bad. And she finds that in attempting to stop it, she causes it.
So it's one of those time travelers paradox. No, not the paradox, but that thing where like you can't change time.
Yeah, like predestination.
Like someone goes back in time to stop, the Hindenburg crashing into the iceberg, and it turns out they caused it.
Yeah, or like they crashed the Blindenberg, and then the real Hindenburg also crashed later.
Yeah.
So, it's usually like Raven will see a vision where, for instance, like an old woman slips on a banana peel, right?
Which is not a thing. Banana peels aren't even slippery, but continue.
This isn't your political grandstand.
We have been lied to about bananas for too long, Frank. I will. This will not stay. Whatever. Just continue.
We're good.
Just continue.
All right. And so then Raven will run around and she will buy all the bananas at all the stores to stop anyone from having bananas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it turns out that her buying all the bananas caused a banana shortage, and they had to get bananas flown in on a helicopter, and the helicopter drops a banana, and that's the one the old lady slips on. Do you see the problem?
So Raven
is helpless, and yet continually defies what she knows to be an iron fate.
I see.
In a way, it's inspiring.
So, do things still work out? Like, how bad are these things she's trying to prevent? Like,
they're pretty low grade. This is still high school, so like, it's it's things like getting a C on a test, or like somebody dropping a cake on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think the first order of business is to step up the severity of the visions.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you have the power to pierce the curtain of
veil.
reality.
Yeah.
Pierce the veil, I will, and to divine the nature of life itself. And you just kind of like turn one page in the book of the universe, and you like peek like at only the next page. Like, why would you only go that far?
Yeah. What she like? So could she look further into the future? So tell me, I guess this intro theme sequence of images.
That is what a video is.
Yeah, it makes it look like she does not have control over when these premonitions slap her.
No, she's still very much an amateur.
An amateur.
She the visions come to her, but there's a couple episodes where she can really push it and hunker down, and she can reopen the vision.
Really clench the muscles.
Yeah, really just and she can reopen the vision and get like an extra second or two, but it really takes a lot out of her.
Just the 1 second, huh?
Mm-hmm. She can like view like a little bit, and then it's over.
Okay, and so
it's often by some kind of contact. Like she'll like touch a person on the shoulder, and then it'll be like, "Whoa!" And then she'll say, "You're going to die tomorrow."
Oh, now I thought the stakes weren't that high.
No, they're not. She'll say, "You're going to get a C on your science test tomorrow," but it's okay because they give you extra credit.
Oh, they give you extra credit. What a garbage vision system.
Yeah, or she'll touch someone on the shoulder and you're gonna poop yourself.
That sounds like a good episode.
It would be. Oh, so the real question is, there's no stakes in the original show is kind of the problem. You always knew that Raven was gonna be all right. It's so Raven that she was always okay.
Right.
Her Ravenness, it makes up for the lack of danger.
Mm-hmm. So let's just really get back to it. What does it mean to have the Raven about you? Is that because it's an adjective and her name apparently?
Maybe so. I will be borrowing a piece of. I know our Christopher episode was last week, our Christopher Hastings episode, but I will be revisiting Marvel Comics. Maybe the Raven is a force, much like the Phoenix from Marvel Comics.
I understand now where we're going with this.
So maybe the Raven
doth descend upon a select chosen few.
Yes, and it gives them the third eye, the sight, the vision, the Raven.
The Raven, and how?
And so every Raven wants to be
so
Raven. Yes, thank you.
And what's the Raven's personality like? The Phoenix is a fickle mistress.
I think the Raven delights in. No, it's not evil. It's just it is harsh reality. The Raven does not mince words. It shows you what will be, and it just sees how you react.
It revels in your attempts to change the unchangeable.
I think so. I think the Raven is searching for the one who can change fate.
Oh, this is interesting.
There's an indwelt component.
So Raven Simone is she is so Raven, but she is not the most Raven.
She is not the most Raven. She cannot defy fate.
Oh, man. Okay.
So she is actually, as far as the Raven is concerned, she is a failure.
Yeah. She is not.
So the Raven, I think it has to leave, doesn't it?
I feel like it must. Well, so can there be only one at a time?
Oh, the Raven is bigger than our world, right? There are a number of. Every person who could have the Raven does have the Raven. The Raven, it spreads its tendrils.
Are you familiar with like bird physiology?
The back part of the flap, the tendrils.
That's called the tendrils? You sure? That doesn't sound right.
Yep. Just don't Google it.
Okay. And those tendrils.
So the Raven spreads its tendrils, right? And it touches all the children that can be the Raven.
Touches them in their mind grapes.
Yeah. Well, so I said it eats the mind grapes. So I did say children. I do want to clarify this will be an NBC CW show, and therefore they will be tight and taught teens.
Well, yes. Let's just clarify. Teens are still children. Take that, teens. Come at me. You're still children.
You're babies.
Come at me, teens. I could probably take. Really depends on the teen, doesn't it?
It really does.
If I had to fight a teen, I could take a couple teens. I think my.
It depends if they're angry teens.
I think my adult Musk adds an intimidation to it. I'm just going to go ahead and mute my cellular telephone that keeps popping off. Apparently, this day in history, I'm a very popular boy. Okay, so what is it about having a Raven? So. Was Raven's name Raven before the Raven's tendrils got a hold of her?
I think that's just a coincidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Raven is the master of time. Well, he's more of a slave to time. Every child who could hold the Raven
now this is interesting.
Named Raven?
Now this is interesting. The Raven is a slave to time. So is the Raven looking... Oh, boy. I like what you've opened and unlocked inside of me just now. And that is an idea that the Raven is aware of its own impending demise.
Oh!
And so it
can't change it.
It is searching for the one that can change the
future. Oh my god,
dude. And it tests it in very small ways. Instead of like checking like, could this person prevent this great national disaster? They're like, could this person prevent that old lady from slipping on that nanopia, which is not a thing that can happen in the real world?
It's the Raven is testing all. Okay, so I feel like there's going to get a little bit of, if every person who holds a Raven is also a Raven and the Raven isn't the Raven, I feel like our languages start going to getting muddled. So
do they? Well, I don't know that their names have to become Raven, but I do think that having the Raven does compel them to form catchphrases featuring their own names.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
despite
So,
that,
like,
we are
I'm
still...
so Clark.
Yeah, but...
And they just need to say it.
Despite that, the goal is still to be the most Raven.
The most Raven. Is there a Raven symbol upon the body? Does everybody have a differently placed Raven tattoo? That, like, the beach episode, like, ever you see it, and you're like, oh, they're a Raven?
Are they at, like, Raven High? These are all just a bunch of
Oh, are they at
Ravens
Raven
at the
High?
beach?
Oh my gosh, dude. Is this like some kind of,
Magic Raven School? Is this some, like,
Yes.
the Magician's Harry
yeah, like,
Potter
everyone
shit?
who's a Raven, it's like not Hogwarts, like, I want to distance myself from, like, the weird magic school, like, this is a building in the real world.
It's like Terrace
but, like,
House.
Everyone who is a Raven, like, ends up there.
Yeah, Terrace House, but for Ravens.
Terrace House for Ravens, yes.
Okay. And so they come on the show until it has been long enough that they are proven to not be the most Raven.
Yeah. So then once their failures, does the Raven revoke his power, or is it just not, is it one way?
You think he can only give it? Do you think those who are not worthy are still forever cursed at being just so Raven?
Yeah, maybe being so Raven,
You know, it's got a price.
it's it.
You can
Yeah.
never
you
go
are
back
not
to being
the most Raven.
You can never go back to
You
being
are-
none Raven.
Exactly. You've seen the Raven. You've held the Raven.
The Raven
You've used
the Raven
the
hath
Raven.
intertwined with your brain
it is-
sponge.
It's all up in your soul bits, right? If you die right now, your soul's going to be part the Raven.
Yeah, dude.
And we're not really going to explore the afterlife in season 1, I think, but
Nah. They die? Do they die?
I mean, everyone dies. I'm not saying that the Raven kills them.
But the Raven does not
It's just all up in the soul gunk is also the Raven now.
and it does not
If a magic man who was using magic that was not the Raven's magic, is there going to be non-Raven powers in the show? Is there going to be an enemy of the Raven?
Are we going to have an entire aviary of magical abilities?
Well, I was just thinking the Raven and then an enemy bird.
Like the Condor.
So like the Condor's agents went to bring about the death of the Raven.
The Albatross.
The Raven has foreseen that they will succeed in the year 50,000, and the Raven needs to find the one.
Is this a sequel to The Matrix?
The Raven needs to find the one who is most Raven.
Most Raven.
He needs to find the most Raven in order to stop the Condor. Is Condor the enemy we want to stick with?
Let's just list off a few birds we know. You got albatross.
Eagle.
Eagle.
That's a good one. Turkey.
Cormorant.
Hawk.
Blue-footed booby. There's a bird called a tit. Seeing the theme?
Canary. Yeah.
There's
No, I got it. I get it.
You got the kiwi. You got
J.
flamingos.
I guess a penguin's a bird, right?
Penguin's a bird.
Are we out of birds? All right, so
No, I got more.
I guess we'll stick with
You got sparrows. You got wrens. You got morning doves. You got nighttime doves. You got owls. You've got horned owls. You've got barn owls. You've got vultures.
I think
you've
we've
got
exhausted.
buzzards, and also pelicans, and furthermore, cranes, herons, ducks. So many kinds of ducks, Frank. You got mallard ducks. You got brown.
We don't need
ducks.
specific kinds of ducks.
You've got that one type of bird with the neck, the swans. You've got a swan.
What?
Ostriches, emus. You've never heard of a swan?
No. Swans are good.
They got that long neck,
They got that long
much like the
neck.
goose. So pick one. Hummingbird, the hummingbird.
All right. Well, I feel like toucans, but we're pretty much stuck with, huh?
Yeah. Did you say toucan?
No, did you?
No. Forgot about toucans. Seagulls.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, toucan's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, the raven and the toucan.
Or the storm petrel. I'm afraid I did have help with Google on that one.
Petrel?
Yeah, the storm petrel.
Like get made of gasoline?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you real quick.
Come
Yeah,
at
they're
me.
a seabird.
Gotta be seabirds.
Uh-huh. They're a northern hemisphere seabird.
Hold up. We're thinking too hard about this. There's an obvious.
Hit me.
The crow.
The natural enemy of the raven.
Similar but different.
Mm-hmm. And a bad copy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the crow is the worst raven.
Yeah. Did you know some ravens can actually talk like parrots, and they almost always have horrible voices? That's real. Like, people own pet ravens and teach them words, and their words are always harrowing.
I don't ever want to see or hear anything like that.
I mean, you know I'm gonna show you a clip after this, but...
Yeah, I don't have to like it.
The ravens and the crows, that's good. It flows off the tongue piece.
There's many, many more crows than ravens, I think. You know, a whole...
Yeah, but ravens are bigger than crows, so they got that.
Yeah,
like, crows
and ravens
got the
are
numbers.
Stronger.
Crows got the numbers, ravens got the beef.
Yeah, so I'm thinking,
That bird beef.
The beef?
Bird beef.
Bird beef. The white meat. Actually, I don't think we have to say legally now that no one should ever eat a raven or a crow.
I wouldn't recommend it. I just can't imagine that it would be good. I can't imagine that they got much meat.
I can't imagine that it would be
eat.
not poisonous.
I mean, you cook it. It might have some poisons in there. Or maybe you get brain powers when you eat them.
Maybe. Oh, dude! Maybe the crows get their power from eating crows?
You mean ravens?
No.
Crows eat other crows?
Wait, I'm talking about the people with crow power now.
And they eat... So people crows eat bird crows.
No, you see, maybe they...
No, I don't hate
ravens
it.
And steal
I don't
ravens
hate it.
power?
I don't hate it. I'm just
Do
clarifying.
Do they eat bird ravens and steal ravens power, like a siphon?
Does each raven have a bird raven that rides us, that becomes...
No.
Their tattoo
so
comes to
they
life?
have raven tattoos on their body, and the tattoos can, like, leave and become bird ravens.
Yes, we get out of my brain, Frank.
Dude, oh man. And so that's, like, knowing where someone's, like, raven... see, my first instinct was to say that it's called the raven hole. I don't like that. Where the raven hole in your body is like a secret, because that's where you can pull the raven from. Yeah, but I need you to help me, because raven hole cannot be the word.
Raven hole is... Sorry, I lost you for a second. What is a raven hole?
The symbol of the raven on a human raven's body is in a secret location, because that's where they can pull the tattoo off and turn it into a raven representing their power.
Aha.
The raven hole, it's got to not be called that.
From which the raven enters
From which
this
the
plane.
raven, the physical bird raven, representing the metaphysical raven power, leaves the person raven.
And enters this plane of...
And enters reality.
We call it the Raven Gate.
Yeah, okay, cool. And other ravens just call it, like, where's your gate?
Yeah,
like, no,
where's your
that's
gate?
private.
They call their
It's like,
tattoos
why don't you tell me
gates?
where your gate is if you don't trust me?
Hey,
That could
where's
be like
your
a thing. Like with relationships, where it's like, you've been my boyfriend for like a year. Like, tell me where your gate
I don't even
is.
know where your gate is.
You haven't even told me where your gate is.
I've never even seen your taut naked bod. Your taut gate. Oh, gross. Gross. I don't like it, but I do like it.
And then there's a character. There can be a character that isn't a raven, but then there's like a beach episode, and we see the Raven Gate on them.
Oh.
And it's like, secrets.
They are marked. Why's it got to be a beach episode? If we can see it, can't everyone see it? Then it's not a secret?
Yeah, okay, I guess they're just changing. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be like they're going home after a long day at the Raven's house. Roost? Obviously, it's a Raven's roost.
Yeah, obviously.
They call it the roost.
I just did a quick science check, and to move us over to the biology corner really quick.
Yeah, let's go to the biology corner.
Ravens are like 3 times bigger than crows.
Yeah, dude, they're big.
They are enormous.
Mm-hmm.
The average crow wingspan is about 11 inches. The average raven wingspan is about 50.
Holy shit, 50 inches?
Mm-hmm.
That's over 4 feet.
Yeah, that's tip to tip on the raven, but goddamn.
I mean, I know what wingspan means, but holy shit, I did not know ravens were that big.
Crows,
Damn.
Crows
Ravens
about
are
a
cool.
pound. Raven's about 4 pounds.
Ravens are very cool. Mm-hmm. I dig ravens.
Similar length, very interestingly. 20 versus 25 inches length, bow to stern.
What, do they just got a lot of stones
They've got
inside of them?
They've just got a lot of meat. Got a lot of sideways meat.
Ah, yes, the sideways meat. Okay, that's very good. Is this so? The new Raven sequel.
Yeah, we're just
spin-off,
gonna keep Raven for simplicity. Raven as Raven in the Raven with the Raven.
Maybe she voices the Raven.
Oh, she voiced. Oh, nice callback.
Has she opened a school of ravens? Because
she's like the Dumbledore.
Yeah, she's come to terms with the fact that I am
trying to not just do Hogwarts.
She is so far.
She is the Soist Raven.
Yeah,
but
that's
she's
exactly what I was
most.
going to say. I was going to say
Yes.
Soist. She has not yet she is not the most Raven, but she
is the Soist one.
She has come closer than anyone else, and she has come to terms with the fact that she will not be the most Raven, but is committed to the Raven's cause.
Yes, her life's work is finding the most Raven.
Yes.
She, as the Soist Raven, she has shown the ability to change how a fixed event occurs, but she can't stop it from occurring.
Yes.
Like an old lady slips on a banana. In the vision, the banana is from like an old man who drops it. She is able to change the course of history,
but not the
and
outcome.
Push the tide so that the banana is in fact from a very small little girl that drops it, but she can't stop the old lady from slipping on the banana.
Yeah, she could change it from a banana to a plantain, but not that lady's still breaking that hip. That hip's still going down.
Because the elderly are very weak, as we all know.
Now, let's talk about this upcoming sequel, the elephant raven in the room, Frank.
Mm-hmm. The raven elephant?
It's huge. It is just an enormous raven.
Elephant.
Is it an elephant or is it a
in my head, an elephant raven is like an enormous bird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
okay, we're good.
Okay, it's just huge, and it might have a trunk.
It is a honkin' raven.
Oh, it's got a huge honker on it, too.
Yeah, it's got a huge wingspan.
And a big old trunk.
Big old tip space.
I don't like tip space. So, Raven is now divorced.
In the real sequel.
Raven's Home. Which, why did they not...
And she discovers that her daughter has psychic powers.
I get what they're going for, because not only is it saying this Raven has this home, but it's also like, hey, Raven's home! You know? Mm-hmm. It's a double meaning. But... they really should have called the show Raven's Roost. I'm just going to say it.
They really should have called the show Raven's Roost.
So Raven is divorced, living with her best friend, who is also divorced.
People just do that, and they mix their kids up.
They do ever since Full House. Because
that's like a TV thing.
And so Raven has twins, a boy and a girl, and the boy named Booker has... Nope. Hang on. This is confusing. I can't tell if it's the son or the daughter who has the powers.
I think it's got to be the daughter.
I think so,
I thought it went without saying that the Raven only visits upon women with the gift.
Well, but we can't have our taught teens only be girls, then we'll be creeps.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we got to mix it up.
Yeah, I think we will say that, it is boys and girls. So, yeah, are we... Well, I don't think one of Raven's kids should be the most Raven. I don't like
No.
Despite the fact that we are in the reboot game, I don't like this trend that everything has to be connected to someone and everyone is somebody's baby.
Yeah, not everybody is somebody's aunt, mother, cousin, grandma, uncle, niece, nephew, best friend from college.
Rey does not have to be related to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it seems dumb.
Mad about it. Okay, so what's our newest Raven?
Yeah, so
also if the Raven's Reckoning, that's the event.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Is not happening for another 50k years. What does that mean that the Raven is the most Raven able to transcend time, or can they just send ripples into the future to change the outcome?
I think that there are key points, right? There are triggers that become these like fateful hours, right? And as these fateful hours stack end to end, it forms the Raven's Reckoning. The one who is most Raven will disturb the order and break apart these fateful moments and spin them away.
What if every 1,000 years there is a most Raven, a new most Raven?
Oh, we just ironed that right out. We will find one. Here they are. Every 1,000 years. The last one was in 917.
Long time ago.
It happens on 17 because 17 is the Raven number in ancient mythology.
And we thought that we really thought Raven Simone was.
They drug up the Raven tablets, but someone did math wrong and they thought it was 2003, but it was not. And that's how Raven.
We really hoped that Raven Simone would be the most Raven.
The ancient Ravennas used a base 14 number system, and they were just off by 114.
He fucked up.
So 14 years later, the Soist Raven, the one who became closest to being the most but is not the most, she finds the most Raven, who is named
Jamie.
I was gonna say Ron Dangerous, but I like.
Could be a boy or a girl named Ron Dangerous.
It could be a boy or a girl. Yeah.
Ron Dangerous.
So, neither of us wants to back down, huh?
No, I'm keeping Ron. And we will. So Ron has to deal with their burgeoning powers. And they get recruited into. Is it like an X-Men situation? Like
Raven's Roost for wayward time boys.
Yeah, she shows up at their house, talks to their parents.
No,
your child is very gifted.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god, this is the greatest intro ever.
Hit me.
So Raven comes to Ron Dangerous's house, introduces herself to her parents, explains this is like an extended faux single shot scene, right? Explains what time travel is, explains that Ronald has powers to see the future, and goes and goes and goes, and Ronald agrees to leave with her. Then boom, smash cut, Ron is exiting the vision he had of later today when he would get recruited, but it was also his first vision.
Oh!
How dope is that?
Ron thinks it was just a dream. We cut to Ron in their bed, just being like, that was weird. It felt
that was
so
an
real.
Odd thing. Yeah.
Like that'll ever happen.
And he looks right at the camera and winks.
Ding, ding. Winks with one eye and then the other.
Yeah. Little double tap.
Yeah. That's what they call it, the double tap. We were just pioneering cinematic
technology.
winks. Yeah, wink technology, yeah. Oh boy. Okay, what is Ron will develop a relationship with a crow.
Oh yes,
bit
dude,
of a forbidden love. Crow. Or a hot dude crow. We don't know if Ron's a boy or a girl yet.
No, it's the NBCCW. It's a hot dude crow. And I do want to double check for everyone listening. You do mean a human who is a member of the crows.
Absolutely. Now,
yes.
Frank, do the crows have crow gates?
No, they don't have that power.
Are they called crow holes? Cronuts?
Cronuts is good. Cronuts is the Ravens insultingly call them cronuts. You're just a cronut.
So are the
And then they go, what even is that? Because no one,
Are the crows all dudes?
No, there's lady crows.
Okay. And so they don't have... Oh, dude. They gotta keep eating the bird crows to keep up their crow powers?
Yeah, if they run out, they turn back to people.
And their marks are temp tattoos.
Yes, dude. Every time they just freshly consume a crow, they get 6 more hours of crow power.
Yeah.
That just it's all they get. I think that they have a consistent thing. They're performing a ritual, right? It's not a personalized power set like the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So when they eat a crow, they get 6 hours. They get dope black wing tattoos on their shoulder blades.
Yes.
And then as those start to fade as their power fades, and they need to jam some more crow. They call it jamming crow.
If they jam too much crow, this will be like one of the season's finale.
Oh!
That arc's crow will jam way too much crow and be seemingly unstoppable, but there's a price to pay for eating too much crow, and that is you become an insane head exploding weirdo.
I was gonna say that it's I like that. I was gonna say that they're seemingly unstoppable, but then the crow power just like destroys them from the inside.
Yeah, it like, wrecks them.
You become sick, nasty dope for like one episode's fight, and then it's like over for you.
Yeah, and you also like lose your mind as it happens, and then maybe you die. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not really 100% on screen.
No one's ever done it.
Die.
And no one's ever done it before. So the crows
no one dares.
They're like, how do we know this is actually bad for us? And the other crows are like, don't do it, Harvey! Harvey, don't do it! Mm-hmm. His name's Harvey.
And then Harvey obviously
His name's Harvey.
Because, and oh, my God. Harvey's the one that was in love with Ron, right?
Oh shit, is Harvey in love with Ron? That'd be so tragic!
So, why would he eat... Why? We need a reason. Why would he over crow?
Does Harvey know that Ron is the most Raven?
No!
Do we know that Ron is the most Raven? Like, I feel like that's gotta be...
We might.
It will be...
But here's the thing.
Like, we will know that the point is to find the most Raven, and if Ron is the protagonist, it'll be pretty obvious.
Yeah, so this is... We're gonna do this double blind, right? Ron doesn't know that Harvey's a crow. Harvey doesn't know that Ron's a crow. Ron's a Raven.
I think Ron does know. And Ron doesn't tell because Ron loves their relationship. And Ron's like, I don't want to ruin this. And then Harvey finds out and Harvey's like,
yes,
you done lied to me, Ron.
You're so a Raven? And then he just pulls out his crow backpack.
He goes on a crow bender.
Yes. Oh my God! And he starts jamming it left, jamming it right. He's pounding crow, and then it's the wings get like blacker and blacker, and they start to grow and like spread over his body. And he's like, actual wings? Were you
feathers.
About to say actual wings?
I was gonna say real feathers start sprouting from those tattoos.
Oh,
gross, but
yeah. And then he's like, now who can stop me? I thought I loved you. And I guess he's shooting crow rays. We don't really, whatever crows do, it doesn't really matter.
Blasts crows out of his hands.
Yeah, I was thinking more like an annihilation beam.
Mm-hmm.
Like made of like. He shoots crows out of his hands. Yeah.
What are crow powers?
Well, that's what we kind of we've got shooting crows out of your hands,
but
probably like a minimal levitation, enhanced speed and strength and healing.
What's a regular crow's abilities though?
Oh, fist punching.
Like how do they
running?
How do they try to achieve their goal of finding the most Raven and stopping them?
Maybe they. Oh, okay. Here we go. There is the current human leader of the crows is a former Raven.
Mm-hmm.
Stay with me. This leader, Captain Dark King, Drac King.
Nah.
Dark King.
Mm.
So, Captain Dark King is a former Raven. He uses his powers to look at future events, and he has the crows enact them.
Be there?
Because, and here's the tricky part, so the Ravens always beat the crows, right?
Yeah.
The crows are supposed to lose. Because when Dark King's vision finally doesn't come true, it means the future has been changed and the most Raven has appeared.
Oh.
At the season finale,
so he
Dark
sends
King's
his crows out to die every time, or just to lose every time. Do
no
they die?
Respect. Yeah, he just gets street rats.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And gives them crow powers and says, "You can be strong. You don't need heroin. Here's some crow.
Try jamming this. Hey, buddy.
Jam this crow up your cram hole.
You ever jammed this instead of that?
You ever crammed this in your jam hole? Go for it.
You ever taken a good crow and just jammed it instead of shooting that heroin? What's
yeah, shoot this puppy and just shoves a whole crow in their mouth.
He's like, hey buddy, what if you jammed instead of shoot?
Yeah, and they're like, what is jamming? I don't know that. Is that a new kind of needle?
Perfect. This is too perfect.
So,
perfect.
Ron Dangerous, then, he's witnessed that the crow's power. He's not really invested, right?
Well, we don't know that Ron Dangerous is a dude, but yes.
Yeah,
we gotta see how casting goes. We'll put out a casting call to everything.
All people.
Casting call.
All ages except old.
Everyone. Everything.
Any language.
All
types.
Subtitle. All types.
Yep, just not old.
Casting call for all kinds.
Except old.
All kinds. Asterisk.
No old.
No olds. Just youngs.
So Ron, they have seen the man. Harvey's definitely a man they love. Destroy himself with the power of the crow. So it wasn't personal for Ron before, but now it's personal. And now he wants to be the most Raven. He wasn't sure. He was afraid to think it.
And Ron's like, this is a responsibility. I did not ask for this, Raven. The Raven doth chose me. You have to speak in old-timey words every time you talk about the Raven.
Yeah, when you discuss the Raven, there's a regression.
The Raven doth and hath. The Raven
thirsts for blood.
The Raven doesn't have or do. It doth. And it thirsts for blood?
Can we please... Once Ron accepts their position as the most Raven, once they realize their Raven gate disappears and reappears smack dab in the middle of the forehead.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Like wings spread, very symmetrical, because now they are the most Raven.
Why don't we just put it all over the face, just covering the entire face, just a big old bird.
Will that work? Because I'll do it. Because then he can say that the Raven on his head wants a thing.
I'm thinking, here's what I imagine. It's like a top-down view of a spread-winged raven where the wings, the head goes in between the eyes up into the forehead, the wings go over the eyes, and then like the torso and feathers go down over the mouth.
Yep, and the tendrils over the chin.
And the tendrils over the chin. Maybe just when they like turn it on and off.
Yeah, when they are acting as the most Raven, it appears as the sign. An undeniable sign that they are the most Raven.
How about this too? I got something that's really gonna tickle your giblets.
Hit me.
Raven OG Simone, being the soest Raven, the closest we've ever had, the capital R Raven can very briefly and intermittently reach out into our plane through her and communicate. So at certain times, the soest Raven then becomes just a vessel where the capital R Raven might reveal important plot
comes down
things.
And says, "Ron,
yeah,
my son,
yeah, or daughter, or
Byron,
whatever,
my son,
my child, all kinds,
all the children, me, Raven, me, I am you in a second." Don't worry about it. Ron, listen. Ron, listen.
Frank. Let me finish, Ron. Is Frank.
Scott.
Is capital R Raven Ron in the future?
Oh my god, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, dude. Fucking A. The capital R Raven is Ron from the year, 400 million.
No, wait, that doesn't work. Because the Raven's whole thing is finding the most Raven.
If Ron
is Raven in the future, then he would just, hey, it's me.
Time doesn't work forwards. It's time. Time is the other way now.
I don't like that. What?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's too much. Yeah, okay. So Ron, the capital R Raven is not Ron.
No. It is just Ron's other daddy. Other papa.
Yeah, the soul father.
We
already said that when the Raven comes upon a person, their soul is permanently smeared with Raven.
They are forever enravened.
So Ron, enough people that had Raven-smeared souls have died and gone into the pool of afterlife juice. Ron was born, and when the triumvirate of soul choosing formed his spirit from nothing, every single atom of soul that became Ron's soul was smeared with Raven, and he became the perfect most Raven.
The most Raven.
But that's just for us. We don't actually talk about that in the show.
That's very good. Whew, doggy. This is going to have many seasons.
This is going to be big. Because once the Ravens are done, I mean, we already listed a lot of birds.
Oh, yeah, dog.
Once the Ravens beat the Crows, like...
We will absolutely...
We already said toucan.
Each season introduces a new bird faction.
A new bird.
You got the toucan, you got the albatross, and we're looking at penguins.
Owl. Robin.
Yep, you've got the robins. You've got the
mockingbirds. Etc.
Mockingbirds are assholes.
Mm-hmm.
They're the bullies.
Mockingbirds have the power to imitate other birds' powers.
Yep. Mockingbirds are dangerous. They're risky. Toucans, they got, they can, telekinesis probably.
Mm-hmm.
And seagulls pelicans have big faces.
Big old honkin'.
And then eagles are able to inspire the minds and hearts of...
Yeah, I feel like we got the gist.
White people everywhere.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is really good, though.
Yeah.
Let's
a fan.
Let's cut it off before we ruin it.
Let's chop it, crump it, dish it.
That's pretty...
What do we say?
Cut, print, ship, put it in a pizza pouch.
Ship it, put it in a pizza pouch.
Put it in a pizza pouch.
Give it the old 1-2.
Give it the old 1-2, and we'll. I look forward to seeing this air on the televisions.
On the NBCCW coming this
NBCW.
winter.
Yes. That's gonna do it for this episode. Then, everybody, thank you so much for listening. As always, please tell your friends if you like the show. Please subscribe and rate us on iTunes. Just give us those good ratings, and we would really appreciate it. Hello, Ned.
What's up, Ned?
So until next time, I've been Scott Owen.
And I'm Frank Sarah.
Frank, what is our password this week?
Our password this week is Take Flight.
Oh.
Also the tagline of our new show.
Oh.